I'm hearing lots of stuff about Ben White, Albert Sambi Lakonga, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Fam, who I want is the one player that it seems like we're not getting linked to them. The one player who the links to him have kind of died down is the player that I think Arsenal need to elevate to the top level. And that player is Yves Bissouma from Brighton. I thought we were going to make this guy our priority signing. Because at the beginning of the summer, as in when the season just ended, the hype was beginning to be like, it was just beginning to rise up. People were talking about Arsenal imminent to put in a bid for Basuma, this, that. Arteta has made him his priority signing. Then all of a sudden, it just fizzles out. And instead, it seems as if we've turned our attention to flipping Ben White. Ben White, yeah. Ben White is better than quite a bit of our centre-backs, if I'm being honest. But if we're going to do 50 million on a player right now, in terms of assessing what we actually need, I wouldn't be doing 50 mil on a centre-back. Because I think we need the midfielder more. Our midfield is not top 15 in the league, in my opinion. And if it is top 15, it's only because of Partey. Because when I look through the top 8 teams in the league, I look at our midfield, and any 3 we can put together ain't better than them. Let's run through now. Start with Man City since they won the league. Actually, you know what? Let's not even waste time with City because their C team is better than our first team. So let's move on to Man United. Man United's midfield is levels above Arsenal's. Liverpool's midfield is levels above Arsenal's. Chelsea's midfield is levels above Arsenal. I was watching Billy Gilmore the other day. This guy can barely even get into squads. Yeah, he would walk into our midfield easily. And if we went for Partey, he'd probably be our best midfielder. If we're not including Smith Rowe as well. So let's move on. Leicester's midfield is levels above ours. West Ham's midfield is levels above ours. Go through our midfield. Who gets into their midfield from ours? Because putting Smith Rowe over Lingard doesn't even feel right. Declan Rice is better than Xhaka. And Solchek, the season just gone, was better than Partey. Therefore, their midfield is better than ours. If I were to go down further, it would just be peak. But I guarantee you that there are better midfields in the league than just the top 8 than ours. Which is why I think that is a position where we should be looking to strengthen. And when I say strengthen, I'm not even just talking about DM. I'm talking about DM, CM, and Cam. I see us linked to Awa and Madison. Or Madison and Lakonga. But why can't we just get all of them? If we apparently have a 250 million war chest. 250 million war chest. First of all, why do you believe that's true? Because it's not. We don't have a 250 million war chest. Get that out of your head. We don't have a 250 million war chest. And if we do have a 250 million war chest, then why can't we buy all of these free players? Lokonga, Awa, Madison. Why can't we get all three of them? Are you telling me that that will be over 250 mil? If you get them free, our team is already sorted for next season. Of course, we need more. But in terms of improving us, that would be enough to improve us to some extent. And then when we spin off some of the players that we already have, like Lacazette, even Aubameyang, who's not been performing, Xhaka, Bellerin, Holding, Leno, get rid of these players. And we basically got most of the money that we spent, if not all, back that we can then reinvest in other players like Lamptey or Aarons at right back, a backup left back, another centre back if you want, another goalkeeper. Because for some reason we've cocked up the Matt Ryan deal, which was a free. I don't even know how that's possible. That was a simple fix. Just get Matt Ryan in and get Onana in for about 2 mil. Wasn't that? That was kind of easy. And it's an instant upgrade on what we have now. Yet for some reason we've managed to cock up those deals. I don't even know how that's possible. Only Arsenal can do this. How can we be pouncing about over a guy in Lokonga who's worth 20 mil and be offering 15 million plus add-ons? Yet you bid 40 million for Ben White. Bro, I'd rather Lokonga comes here than Ben White, if I'm honest. Because at least Lokonga, I can see, would bring something into this midfield that we don't have. And even if we do have them, Arteta doesn't seem to like them. And as much as I want Arteta to go, and some of us want Arteta to go, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Which is a shame. Because if there's anywhere I want Arteta at this football club, it's not as manager. I'd probably take him in our midfield over Xhaka. But that's not the point. The point is, we need a midfielder and we're spending 40 million on Ben White, yet punting about over a 20 million deal with Lokonga. Like, what is going on? And then I heard that we're linked to James Maddison, which is worth 60 mil. I don't think we're going to get him. I really don't. But if Villa had the money for James Maddison, they would just bid for him. We've seen what they're doing with Smith Rowe. I know their bid wasn't high. But think about it. Smith Rowe has only got 1 year left on his contract. They're not going to offer 80 mil. And if they did have the 80 mil kind of money, they would go for him. But we have 60 million apparently. And not even apparently, we have money. Don't get it twisted. But this 250 million war chest from Stan Kroenke that people are using as a way to defend Arteta, like, oh, if he's getting a 250 million war chest, that means that they believe he's talented and that he should keep his job and that he needs to be backed. Well, Unai Emery needed to be backed, and so did Wenger. Yet they weren't backed. Arteta has already been backed more than Wenger was in his whole time at Arsenal. And that's not even a cap. You can run through all of Wenger's signings. None of them were high-profile signings apart from Dennis Bergkamp and Antonio Reyes. And Antonio Reyes wasn't that high key, if I'm honest. It was just quite an expensive deal at the time. That's about it. Look through our players. Wenger found the gems for himself. It's not like he was given a mad budget to spend. And even if he was given a decent budget, it was nowhere near as much as Arteta's been given here so far. Unai Emery barely got any of the players that he wanted in his second season at Arsenal after we lost the Europa League final. He wanted Partey. He didn't get him. He wanted Fabinho, and instead we got Torreira. You know, he wanted Maguire. Instead we got Luis. He wanted Zaha, and we got Pepe. And I rate Pepe, but The fact of the matter is, you can't fault Emery too much if he wanted all these players, yet he wasn't getting given them. Obviously, he could have done better with the squad he had. But the bottom line is, he's the one who wasn't backed, not Arteta. Arteta has been backed. 18 out of the 25-man squad was wanted by him. And I guarantee you that everyone in this squad, apart from maybe the loanees and the players who want to go, and even the players who want to go, Arteta actually wants to keep them. So if it was up to Arteta, they'll still be here. But apart from the loanees, everyone else Arteta seems to want. If it wasn't for Xhaka pushing for this Roma move, I don't even think he'd be linked with the move away. I don't think we would actually put him up for sale. It sounds mad, but I actually think that's true. And for me, him and Bellerin are the biggest problems at the club, along with Arteta. Because people bang on about Kroenke, but the board, the manager, and the players are more of a problem than Kroenke to me. Not every successful club has a fantastic owner or fantastic ownership. Yes, Kroenke has to take part of the blame. I want him out as much as the next man, but we have to be honest here. He's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the footballing side of things, which is why the footballing side of things is our worst aspect of the club. If you look at our kits, which I don't necessarily rate, but our kits are of a higher quality than our performances on the pitch. That's a fact. Our facilities are of a higher quality than our performances on the pitch. So if our facilities and our training ground, our kits, and everything else is of a higher quality, everything non-football related is of a high quality, and the football is not, who is to blame? The owner or the people actually making the footballing decisions and the people involved in the footballing? That's what people need to start looking at. Start focusing on the real problems here. Instead of protesting Kroenke out and then clapping for the players when that was pathetic, by the way. I know you man bothered to turn up. I wasn't there. I'll be real. I wasn't there. You man bothered to turn up, fair enough. But why are you then gonna clap the players who finished 8th? These players are part of the reason why you want Kroenke out. Yet you're clapping them when they're coming. Like, how does that even make sense? Protest Arteta out. Protest some of these players out. And then we'll move forward. Just want to address the Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't want him. I don't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Because I think there's better out there that we can actually afford. If we really have a 250 million war chest, we should be putting in a bid for Alexander Isak right now. I don't care. That guy is cold. Go and buy him. And he's better than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Trust me. It's not everyone that's English that is half decent, that is worthy of playing for Arsenal. The players that the things I'm hearing. Ben White is not an Arsenal player. Like, what makes you think he's an Arsenal player? For us to be spending 50 or whatever the flip they want for him. Like, what's going on? You spend that kind of money on established players or players that you can see can produce now and get better. Ben White will only get better But is his producing now gonna win us a title? No, it's not. Focus on the right areas. The midfield, the forward line, the goalkeeping situation. Then you address the defender situation. You don't spend 50 million on an average centre back. I think everything's gonna change overnight. Meanwhile, our midfield is shocking. Our midfield doesn't create and doesn't defend. So how is the defense gonna fare? It doesn't matter who we put in defense if we have Granit Xhaka in midfield. We have these average players in midfield. Strikers who can't finish their dinner or don't finish consistently enough. Washed strikers. Washed that have lost interest. Go and buy a young, hungry striker that's not only going to produce for me now, will also get better in Alexander Isak or Andre Silva. I'll take him over Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Why are we not going for Andre Silva? I think he'd cost less than Dominic Calvert-Lewin too. Why would we go and sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin? How is Dominic Calvert-Lewin an upgrade on Lacazette? Can somebody tell me? He's not really that much of an upgrade. If he's an upgrade at all. I mean, let's be real here. What is so great about Dominic Calvert-Lewin to the point where he's being linked to Arsenal? He's a good Everton striker, but keep him there because he's not an Arsenal striker. Now let's talk about Houssem Aouar, because I don't really understand why this club have not signed this guy already. He cost 60 million last year, and we were pursuing him, knowing that we weren't gonna get him. And now they've reduced his price to 20 million. He's a long-term target of yours. And instead of doing the 20 million and actually going to buy the player, it's as if you don't fancy him anymore. Fam, Houssem Aouar is quality. And he would add quality to our midfield. So go and get Lakonga. Go and get Houssem Aouar. That's 40 million. You've improved your midfield. I know I said we need number 10, but number 10 is not necessarily a necessity when you've got Smith Rowe, and we have players in the squad who can play in Smith Rowe's position if he's injured. So I wouldn't be too fussed if we didn't get a number 10. But Aouar and Lakonga are no-brainers. They're both quite cheap in the modern day market. 40 million, just do the 40 million. And then you're cool. Do 60 million on Alexander Isak. And you've only spent 100 million. And considering how much we would get if we were to sell some of these dead ballers, 100 million is not even that much. 100 million by itself in this modern day market is not even that much. I mean, come on. I don't understand what this club, like how this club move. How can you be pursuing a player that you can't get? And then when you can get them, it's like, if I was gonna give an example. I ain't giving that example. This club are just leading me into directions I don't even want to go. So yeah, this is episode 1 of a show that's gonna be running on this channel every month. I'm one of the free basically, I wouldn't say the owners, because it's not like we're owning something massive, but one of the free behind this channel, if you would. So yeah, this is just gonna be a monthly podcast. Let us know what you think of it. If you don't like it, obviously we can just cut it, scrap it or something. I don't know. It's not deep. If you do, let us know what you would like to see in episode 2, and yeah, hold it.